Social media has revolutionized the way we communicate and share information. The social aspect has given us a sense of belonging through a vast online community. Instantly sharing videos and photos with friends and family, we are by nature social creatures. But are we paying a price? Are we being overloaded with information and stimulation by social apps? Why is every app so eager to grab and hold our attention? What is your name, major, and what is your favorite social media platform, app of choice?
My name is Natalie. My major is child development, and my app of choice is Instagram.
My name is Robbie. I'm a sociology major, and I probably use Snapchat or Instagram the most, or Reddit. One of those three I'm usually cycling between throughout the day. So yeah.
My name's Ray Frosto. I'm a CTVA major, film provisional, and I use constantly Snapchat and Twitter, but I do use Instagram.
So my name is Ian Volstedt. I'm a film major, and my favorite social media app is Twitter.
My name is Mitch Boring, like not exciting, and I'm a multimedia communications major, and I like to use, most of the time I'm probably using Snapchat to talk to my friends, like with the little group chats and stuff, and also like looking at the content they have on there, as well as Instagram. Those are the big two for me, but I pretty much use all of them, at least have an account and everything.
According to a HuffPost article, social platforms like Facebook and Twitter have so much data that, for the first time ever, advertisers can invest in highly targeted and cost-effective advertising.
Say, oh man, I should really have more self-control. And that's partially true, but what we forget when we talk about it that way is that there's 1,000 engineers on the other side of the screen whose job it was to get my finger to do that the next time. And there's this whole playbook of techniques that they use to get us to keep using the software more.
I use it for entertainment. I look at a lot of memes, like the videos that come up on my feed are like cooking videos, makeup videos, things like that. I don't use it for news just because I don't trust it. Like, it doesn't seem reliable to me. So that's mainly what I use it for.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much where I get most of my entertainment from. Like, besides YouTube, looking at memes on Instagram or Reddit, reading, even news and stuff is mostly off those, on Snapchat and stuff. Yeah, most of my entertainment I get is probably from social media. I don't watch Netflix as much anymore, probably just because it's way easier that's a commitment, right? But if you're on Instagram or something, there's just a constant something else to look at every second. So yeah, it's probably my primary place of entertainment is one of those three.
For entertainment, especially on Twitter, there's a variety of kind of just funny tweets. People are very real and open on Twitter, and typically that's kind of hilarious. But I'll also use other apps, see what people are up to, see clips from shows, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say I use it for entertainment. Movie trailers, video games coming out, stuff like that.
It was fun, and I'd watch gaming videos, I'd watch essays about movies, I'd watch more artistic animation things. Although recently I started watching the Snapchat Bitmoji TV
stories.
Yeah, the Bitmoji stories. I really like the Bitmojis because it's kind of funny seeing me and my friends our Bitmojis doing stuff. So Bitmoji TV is a thing that I kind of get excited about every week to watch.
Social media has put a new strain on relationships. A study showed that exposure after a breakup to an ex's Facebook profile may hinder the process of healing and moving on. In fact, checking up on an ex's profile led to more distress over the breakup and more negative feelings, and less personal growth.
Relationships, romantic-wise, I would say it has been completely negative. I've definitely gotten ghosted multiple times. Shout out to all the people who have. I feel you on that one. But yeah, so that part definitely not great. So I don't recommend, don't use it for relationships that are romantic.
it's hard to say because I'm only 22 years old, so I pretty much grew up having social media all the time. So I'd say it actually probably negatively impacted my like close friendships a little bit because of not being, not having that face to face and not doing, like, going out and doing things with people that I'm not close with or not as close with. So I feel like I might have more close relationships without social media.
Social media, you like kind of lose like your tone. Like someone can take something out of context or like take it a different way than you actually meant it, like in a way that you can get across when you're talking to people face to face. So I make a point of making more personal relationships. Like if I get someone like on social media, like it'll be a tool in order to like hang out with them in person. Which I guess that's more of a positive thing. So maybe it's probably like a neutral thing. It's like it's good and bad, but like personally, I'd rather just talk to people.
I'd say in general, it's probably mostly positive because, it's made I can keep in contact with all my friends like really easily, right? Like, because there was that thing when you're like in like middle school or whatever, right? Everyone would say like, oh, when you graduate high school, you're probably gonna lose all your friends because everyone's gonna go away. But we live in a time where that doesn't really happen anymore because, right, I still talk to a lot of my friends from high school because, like, social media makes it really easy. Like, I don't have to text them, you're just in, like, group chat and stuff. Like, send, like, a meme every once in a while. I think it can keep people together, but it also makes it so, like, you can always see what someone's doing, and that can be, like, a bad thing. Like, let's say I'm feeling bad one day. Like, I'll go see, like, I'm feeling sad, let me go see what my ex-girlfriend is up to, and then I'll see her thing, and it's like, oh, she's having a great time, that makes me sad. When before it's like you break up, I'm not gonna see her anymore. Now it's like everyone I've known I can go see like what they're up to. And it's like that kind of power is a little weird, right? Because it's like, but in general, I'd say I think it's a good thing because it makes it so, I can always be like 5 seconds away from texting my friend like, hey dude, like, what's up?
Especially being like down in California for school when most of my family lives back in Alaska. And I'm in a long distance relationship because my girlfriend's in Washington. So it kind of like helps because I'm able to communicate with friends and family and like everybody else through like different methods. Because like I can call them up, I can text them. If I see something funny that reminds me of them on social media, I can send it to them. And so I think it helps me stay connected in different ways.
With its expanding connections to reality, this virtual world is becoming an essential part of life. Whether social media is a part of our personal or business lives, it's becoming a tool that we utilize constantly.
The economy and this race for attention got more and more competitive. And the more competitive it got to get people's attention on, say, a news website, the more they need to add these design principles, these more manipulative design tactics, as ways of holding on to your attention. And so YouTube goes from being a more neutral, honest tool of just here's a video to, oh, do you want to see these other videos? And oh, do you want to autoplay the next video? And oh, do you want to, here's some notifications. These products start to look and feel more like media that's about maximizing consumption and less like bicycles for our minds.
Do you believe some people post a fake lifestyle through social media?
I think everybody kind of posts like a fake lifestyle because everybody always looks happy, or they like take multiple pictures and post the best ones and like pose, and it's all about angles and things like that. So I feel like a lot of, like most of it is not real because people aren't happy all the time, which is like okay. People don't always look skinny, which is also okay.
I definitely think that people kind of create like a fake persona for social media, especially on like different things like Instagram. That's why you have like the term like Finsta, where people are like more real with themselves. Like they'll have something that's more of a like professional Instagram, like this kind of like fake outwards appearance, and then on their other account they might be like much more real about like different things going on in their life, and they don't feel as obligated to kind of put on a mask.
I do that. Like I feel like seeking validation is, I think, a big part of it. It's like you want people to say like, you want, like when you get likes on, you're like, that's so cool. Like, but in terms of fake, I don't think people necessarily are trying to live a fake lifestyle, but they're definitely putting you know, I do it too. You put the good moments there, like, oh, this is a good time. Oh, my life is so sick. Like all these like pictures of me having a good time with my friends, when in reality that's like what, like 20% of, or maybe 10% of my life is these moments. So I don't think people are living a fake, or like putting up a fake lifestyle. I think it's just when you only put the good parts on these social media parts, it can, like, someone else could look at that and think, oh man, their life seems so sick, like they're always having fun. When in reality, like, that's what they're just like showing you, which it makes sense that you'd only want to put the good parts, but I think it can make more people think that everyone else is having a good time all the time and you're not, when it's like, you know, you only see the good parts of what on these people's like profiles and stuff.
It's like people definitely will make a fake account to get publicity, to get money, like all of that.
Definitely, there's like an altered reality that people post when they're posting. There's like this thing called like Instagram reality, that it isn't always even necessarily like photoshopping a picture to make yourself look skinnier. It's not always as overt as that, but a lot of times it's, you're gonna post the best angle of yourself, you're gonna post all your highlights, and that's not really, that's a part of you, but it's not really all of who you are, and that will distort people's images of you. And I think that could definitely influence how people feel about themselves. Like if you're only seeing everyone else's highlights, if you're only seeing the best angles of everyone, but you see yourself from every single angle, that's gonna make you feel, I don't know, it's gonna make you feel bad. It's gonna make you feel like you're not caught up with these.
Do you believe social media is distorting our reality or enhancing it?
Social media has distorted reality, and I think it will continue to distort reality if we let it. Like I talked about earlier with the Instagram like angle, like getting the right angle and the Photoshop and everything, it's definitely distorted how we see each other and how we see ourselves.
Because like in one of the previous questions, people aren't necessarily posting what you would normally see when you're not looking at your screen. And I think it's not beneficial for a lot of women because they see these like unrealistic standards of how they should look or things like that, when it's all about like angles. People usually don't look like that, or they paid to look the way they look. So I think in that aspect it's not beneficial and it's harmful, because especially a lot of younger women and girls are seeing these things, but most people don't look like that, and it's causing a lot of self-esteem issues and body issues and things like that.
We have a level of like connection that we've never had before. We can reach out to people across the world. We can experience different cultures. We can sample all these kind of different like parts of life that we might not normally have access to. But it's also extremely easy to kind of like manipulate people. It's easy to get people to see ads for specific like products that you want to sell and like take advantage of people and manipulate their ways of thinking with like edited information, news articles, videos, whatever.
We definitely the world's more closely connected. At one point, like I had a friend who I had met online who lived in the UK, and like we would like FaceTime and stuff, and it was cool. Like someone I would have met without the internet.
Inevitable. It's not going to go away. You know, this is like the way it's going to be. So I think that's the answer. It's just like it is reality now, and we're just gonna have to. That's just how life is gonna be at this point.
Distorted or enhanced, social media is here to stay. Users have to become aware of the content they are consuming and generating. Just like any other form of influence, one must act responsibly. Instead of spreading hate and negativity online, let's begin to use social platforms for the better good. By giving a voice to the voiceless and generating awareness on important issues that affect us all. Like they said, we're all connected now, so let's use this opportunity to enhance our new reality.